Class.
Yes.
Lesson 5-2. How to convert fractions to decimals. Okay? And a little bit about terminating decimals and repeating decimals. So let's start with some terminating decimals. What does terminate mean? What did the Terminator do? Terminate. Like, yeah, like exterminate. What does an exterminator do? X kills bugs, right?
No, which is murder.
To destroy, to terminate, to destroy. Yep. Okay. So a terminating decimal means that it ends. Alright? It ends. These decimals end, and this is the last number in this decimal. 4/10 can be written as 0.4. When you're reading it, when you're reading the fraction, especially if it's in base 10, you can just write what it says. You read the last number in the last digit behind the decimal, and then say the place, right? Now, to put a fraction like 3/8 into decimal form, you divide the top number by the bottom number. Okay? So 3/8, 3 divided by 8 is 0.375. How do you know it's going to be 0 when you look at this fraction? But how do you know it's not going to be a whole? Because 8 doesn't go into 3, right? You can't get a whole out of 3 pieces if it's in 8s, right? You don't have enough. You don't have enough pieces to make a whole. Okay? So that's how you know. Okay? 3. Just in time for lesson 2. Okay? Now, let's go on to fractions that I want you to memorize and some repeating decimals. We need to write these down. When you take your quiz on Friday, I'm going to give you this quiz and you're going to have to do it without a calculator. Okay? So make sure that you know how to divide a smaller number by a bigger number. Like 3 divided by 8 with the decimal. That's from, you learned how to do that in 5th grade. If you don't remember, then look back in the example that I just gave you, 3 divided by 8, okay? Now, these are some that I want you to memorize, because I'm going to list these and you're going to have to just write them down. Okay, I'm just going to list 1/3, and you have to write 0.3 repeating, or 3/10 repeating. Okay? 1/3 is 3/10 repeating. 2/3 is 6/10 repeating. Okay? 1/2. What's 1/2? 0.5 as a decimal. How about 1/4? You have to memorize that one.
That would be 2.25.
No, just 0.25, okay? 25 hundredths. 3/4. Johnny. The one I'm pointing at. 0.75, yep. This is like 3/4. That's how you can remember the fourths, is quarters. 1/4 is 0.25. 3/4, 0.75. 1/5. I want you to memorize the fifths. 1/5, if you double the numerator and denominator, you get 2/10, right? And that's how you can remember the decimal. So 1/5 is 2/10. Make sure you're writing these down because you have to memorize them. All of these. Memorize. Okay? 1/5 is 2/10, 2/5 is 4/10, 3/5 is 6/10, 4/5 is 8/10. When you double the numerator and denominator, you get tenths. Okay? And then these are the only ones that may be a little bit challenging, but the eighths. An eighth is a half of a fourth. Okay? So if you get half of 0.25 is 0.125. 12 and a half. When you add 12 and a half plus 12 and a half, you get what? What's 12.5 plus 12.5? Come on, people. 25, right. So an eighth is a half of a fourth. And then that means 3/8 is 0.375. And 5/8 is 0.625. And 7/8 is 0.875. Okay? And then the last one that you have to memorize are the ninths. Yeah, because they're just the numerator repeating.
No.
So 1/9 is 1 repeating. 2/9 is 2 repeating. 3/9 is what as a fraction? It's 3 repeating. It's also 1/3, isn't it? 4/9 is 4 repeating. 5/9 is what? 0.5 repeating. 6/9 is the same as 2/3, isn't it? 7/9, 0.7 repeating. And 8/9 is 0.8 repeating. 9/9 is 1. Yep. So these are the ones you have to memorize for Friday. Okay. Memorize for Friday. Yep. Now, go to your worksheet, backside. 5.2. Writing the fraction. Writing the decimal as a fraction. How do you write a decimal as a fraction? Converting decimals to fractions. Okay? Now, I don't think you'll need to write all this down, but I want to explain it for you. Look. All you need to write down is this. Read the number. Write the place of the last digit. Okay, look. So, 45 hundredths is written as 45 over 100. Okay? Then convert it to lowest terms. 9/20. So it's just 2 steps. Read the number, write the place of the last digit. Okay? What if you have a decimal with a whole number? 5 and 4/10 repeating. What's 4/10 repeating? 4 over 9. So it's 5 and 4/9. Okay? Now, let's see. What about, the last thing is the whole number gives you a mixed number, doesn't it? A whole number and a decimal gives you a mixed number, okay? And we'll cover the rest of this later. Nope, I said you have to write down the procedure. Okay?
Is this 5.2 or also 5.2?
This is also 5.2, yep. Let's do a couple from your assignment. How about number 6? Well, no, let's do number 3 together, because the first two are two that you memorized. Number 3. What is this as a fraction? Laura, what's this as a fraction? Yeah. Then reduce it to, what can you take out of 16 and out of 100? What number?
4.
4. So divide both by 4, and you get
4/25.
good 4/25. Okay. Are there any other common factors? Any other numbers that are in both? No.
1.
1. Yeah. Take the ones out.
2.
Let's do another one. How about number 9?
Oh.
How would you write? Is it 9/16?
Negative 9.
Negative 9/16 as a decimal. Okay, let's look. So where it's going to be negative, and then we have to do 9 divided by 16. Okay. So this is what you'll have to do on Friday. Right? You'll have to put a decimal point. And what'd you say goes into, Merlin?
Negative 0.5625.
5. So 5 times 16 is 80. Yeah, 80. Then subtract. Remember, when you're subtracting, once you have the decimal in place, you don't need to worry about it anymore. You can just subtract this and pretend this is 90, take away 80. Okay? So it's remainder 10, bring down another one. Then it goes in 6 times, because you'd be able to get another 16 in there. So 6 would be 96, remainder 4. Bring down another 0. So there's that 0. Bring down another 0. 16 into 40 would go 2 times. 2 times 16 is 32. Remainder 8. Bring down another 0. And we already know that 5 makes 80. So this is negative 0.5625. Okay? You'll only have to do one of these on the quiz. You have to show that you know how to do it. Okay? Any questions on fractions and decimals and converting those? All right. Do the evens on this page.